In our modern, fast-paced and pressure-filled world, it's easy to get swept up in the whirl of conversations, debates, and even unnecessary conflicts. Everywhere, from work to personal life, we encounter criticism, rivalry, and words that can hurt us. While most people believe that speaking up, debating, or defending their point of view is essential, there's another approach, one that is subtle yet powerful: silence. Buddhist philosophy, with its profound teachings from wise figures like the Buddha and various revered monks, suggests that silence is not merely a restraint on words, but also a manifestation of self-control and wisdom. In the Buddhist mind, silence is a powerful tool that enables us to overcome difficulties without losing dignity or inner peace. At times, silence can replace reactive responses, helping us avoid unnecessary mistakes in tense situations. Today, we'll explore the situations in which silence is the wisest choice, from facing unfair criticism to dealing with others' boasting, anger, and slander. Each scenario offers an opportunity to practice the art of silence, helping us grow spiritually and develop patience. Let's delve into this journey to better understand why silence can be a wise choice and how to apply it in our daily lives. Silence. When facing unfair criticism, who among us hasn't faced unreasonable criticism? When we're criticized without grounds, we often feel anger and the urge to defend ourselves immediately. However, Buddhism teaches that instead of reacting, we should remain silent and observe. A Buddhist teaching reminds us that it's not the words that cause suffering, but our attachment to them. Imagine you're at work and your boss criticizes you for something you didn't do. You could choose to react instantly, but that would only increase tension. Instead, if you choose silence, you allow yourself time to reflect and can then address the issue calmly and professionally. Silence helps you maintain dignity and a positive outlook, steering clear of negativity. Silence in the face of boasting. At parties, meetings, or even seminars, we often encounter people boasting about their achievements. It's easy to feel the urge to mention our own accomplishments, to compete with them. However, Buddhist philosophy suggests that silence demonstrates composure and reserves your strength for deeper conversations. For example, when a colleague constantly brings up their successes at work, you can choose to remain silent and listen. This not only saves your energy, but also gives you a more objective perspective. A wise person knows that they don't need to flaunt their achievements. Instead, let their work and actions speak for themselves. Silence. When angry, anger often makes us say things that hurt others, leading to regret afterward. In Buddhism, the practice of compassion and forgiveness is emphasized to overcome negative emotions and cultivate peace. In everyday life, when faced with situations that make us angry, silence can be the key to preserving harmony. Instead of responding with harsh words, give yourself time to reflect. Anger will pass, but the consequences of angry words can last. Use silence to keep your spirit calm. Silence. When slandered. In Buddhist teachings, there is the understanding that suffering caused by others' words often reflects their own inner turmoil. When faced with slander, silence is recommended as a way to avoid feeding negative energy and to maintain inner peace. Silence in this situation is a way to hold steadfast to self-confidence, refusing to be drawn into negative spirals. When slandered, avoid excessive explanations and let truth and time speak for you. Live with dignity, and in the end, slander will naturally fade away. Silence when facing loss. Loss is an inevitable part of life, and when we encounter it, emotions can surge intensely. Buddhism teaches us to accept loss as a natural part of life, and to take time to reflect in silence. When we lose a loved one, silence allows us to remember, to feel the depth of the pain, and eventually to find the meaning of life beyond the sorrow. Permit yourself to experience emotions without suppressing or denying them. Silence will help you rediscover your true self and enable inner healing. Silence in response to others' criticism. Life is filled with criticism, and sometimes it isn't constructive. Learn to accept negative criticism with silence. This doesn't mean you have to accept those criticisms, but it's a way to control your reaction. Suppose you're working hard and receive unfair criticism from a colleague. Instead of reacting right away, stay silent and reflect. Sometimes silence allows you to avoid unnecessary arguments and focus on self-improvement. Silence in the face of insincere praise. Not every compliment is sincere. Some people only praise to achieve a specific goal. In Buddhist teachings, praise isn't the ultimate pursuit. Accept compliments in silence and always remain humble. For instance, when someone tries to flatter you excessively, remain silent instead of reacting over-enthusiastically. Humility is the key to keeping your spirit at peace, unaffected by superficial flattery. Silence, when provoked. When others try to provoke you, remember that your reaction is under your control. Silence is a way to avoid being drawn into meaningless arguments and to keep your inner peace. Buddhism advises controlling your reaction and not letting others dictate your emotions. When provoked, you may feel tempted to retaliate immediately, but silence gives you time to think carefully. By choosing silence, you demonstrate maturity and uphold your values. Silence in trivial disputes. In life, some arguments bring no positive outcomes. Buddhist philosophy teaches that choosing silence in these situations helps you conserve energy and focus on what truly matters. For example, in family gatherings or between friends, sometimes discussions only add tension. Instead of engaging in these arguments, choose silence and focus on what is truly necessary. Your silence is not surrender, it is a wise choice. Life isn't always smooth and peaceful. We cannot avoid moments of facing criticism, loss, or unjust slander. But instead of reacting emotionally, silence is a way for us to build resilience, preserve our dignity, and maintain harmony. Learning to stay silent in difficult situations is not just a strategy, but also a sign of profound wisdom. As a Buddhist saying goes, be the change you wish to see in the world. Silence is also a way for us to conserve energy and focus on what truly matters. When we choose silence in the face of provocation, we not only protect ourselves, but also inspire those around us, helping them realize that true value lies not in words, but in actions and integrity. Begin incorporating the art of silence into your life and embrace the values that Buddhist philosophy brings. If you appreciate these deep lessons and wish to learn more about living with peace and strength in a busy world, don't forget to subscribe to the Life Stories 365 channel. Every story on the channel is a journey of self-discovery and the cultivation of inner peace. Let's spread this value to more people together.